Hello everybody, it's nice to see you guys again. It's been a while. Several reasons why I haven't made a video in a while is I've been trying to fight this sickness. It's been going around the family. You can hear it in my voice. I apologize for that. But it's been about ridiculous. It just keeps bouncing around from family member to family member, and man, it's driving me crazy. But I wanted to make a quick video. Today's the 23rd of December. We're 2 days away from Christmas. So I'd like to wish you guys a Merry Christmas, and I hope you guys have a excellent holiday and spend quality time with your family. Real quick though, I wanted to make a video. I just wanted to touch on some things since we're coming up on the end of the year. And just looking back at the previous year and touching on some of the top, I'm going to touch on some of the top things that went well, and I'm going to also touch on some things that didn't go so well. So anyway, we're actually going to do 5 of each. So I wanted to talk first about the things that I'm proud of and that went really well. Alright, so the first thing that I wanted to come up with, I guess would be number 5, is starting the YouTube channel. And I'm glad that I did that. We haven't quite hit the year mark yet, and I've already gotten a modest following, and I appreciate everybody that tunes in and watches, and I am happy to bring the things that I do around here to you and be able to share that. And I'm really enjoying it. This is a little bit of the time. This time of year is a little bit of a lull, and there's not a whole lot going on. It's cold here in Central Ohio. It's getting colder by the week, and you know, so there's not a whole lot going on, but I'm going to try to keep pumping out videos to get over the sickness. And anyway, I thank you guys for being here, and I look forward to many great things coming in the future in 2020. I hope to bring some new animals on the homestead. I've got many projects I want to work on, and I hope to also introduce my wife onto the channel. She promised me way back that she would join the channel if I reached 500 subscribers, and I don't think she ever thought that we would make it that far. And I'm less than 150 away from doing that. So I'm gonna hold her to it, and she's gonna be part of the channel too. So I look forward to that. Number 4, as far as my chickens and my turkeys and all the animals on the homestead, I have not lost any of my animals to a predator, and I'm proud of that I'm able to keep them safe and contained and not let anything get in there and kill them. And so, you know, I'm thankful for that, and I know that could change any day. I just wake up the next day and then it's all for nothing. But anyway, I am proud of that. The next thing, in 2019, we were able to hatch out peacocks. That was pretty exciting because, you know, peacocks are not extremely common, and I bought 4 eggs off of eBay, and I had them shipped to my house, and I was able to get 2 of the 4 hatched, and I also had 1 that died just before hatching. But anyway, I'm excited about that. I got them in temporary housing, and hopefully I can get them into something a little bit more permanent. The next thing is my chicken tractor build. I am very proud of the chicken tractor that I, designed, and as far as videos go on YouTube, it is by far the most popular video that I have on my channel. I believe we're getting close to about 7,000 views, and in a small channel like that, that makes me pretty happy. So the design works great. There's not too much I would change. I actually built 2 of them, and the second one I did make slightly smaller, but I'm pretty proud of the chicken tractor design. It's working out well, and I couldn't really be happier. Number 1 thing that I am most proud of is my meat chickens. I have never raised broiler chickens before in my life until this year, and I kind of went a little crazy. I actually raised 98 meat chickens my first year, and I didn't lose a single one to a predator. I did lose a couple here and there, but not very many. I bet I lost under 5, of, it's probably slightly more than 100, but I successfully butchered 98 of them. And I brought you guys a video on how I butcher them, and I'm pretty proud of that fact. And I'll probably scale back a little bit in 2020 and focus on other things, but I'll raise probably at least a batch of meat chickens here in 2020. Now for the 5 worst. Number 5, rabbit breeding. What a disaster. I cannot get my rabbits to breed. Can you imagine that? Of all things that you should be able to do, you should be able to get a rabbit to breed. So anyway, I got rabbits in hopes of breeding them for meat, and I did not get one single litter of rabbits. And that's pretty sad. And then it turns out that the buck I was using to breed, he ended up just dying on me for no reason. And so that's a bummer. But don't worry, in 2020 we're gonna stick to the rabbits. Spring they really should be breeding into spring, and I'm gonna get me a new buck, and we're not gonna give up on the meat rabbits, and I hope to bring you guys all that here in the future. Number 4, mud. One thing I was excellent at raising this year was mud. I grew mud everywhere. There's mud like crazy, and that is definitely an issue I need to address in 2020. I need a big dump truck load of wood chips or something to put into my chicken coop and my turkey coop. It is ridiculous. And this time of year here in Central Ohio, I know most people get to the point where you just can't wait till the temperature is freezing. We're sitting there, on the balance of, above freezing during the day, freezing at night, above freezing in the day, freezing at night, and it just makes a sloppy mess. And I just can't wait till it freezes solid, and then you won't have to worry about it until spring. Number 3, and this probably should be number 1, but I want to use this as number 3 for context for the top 2. But number 3 is time. Now I'm not going to sit here and complain to you guys about not having time to do anything and whine about it, but it is a big factor about what's going on. As you know, my son Cohen, he's now a year old, but this past year, he was under a year old, and he takes a lot of time. I can't just go out and work on projects and leave him by himself. He's just a baby. And I work full time, my wife works full time, and then it doesn't happen very often where we're off together and we have time to go out and do things. So time is a big factor, and why some things got delayed, didn't get done, and not as many YouTube videos. And I hope that this gets better in 2020. As he gets older, I can bring him outside more. He can come with me. My daughters get older, they can help watch a little better. And I'm hoping that 2020 is going to bring a solution, or at least a partial solution to that problem. So anyway, I needed time. Number 3, time, as for context of the next 2. Number 2, firewood. Keeping my family warm in the winter. I put that off way too long. And I had a little bit of firewood and we burned clear through it already. Now you've seen the video where the big tree fell into my life. That was great, except that tree was a live tree. It is a green tree, so I cannot burn that this year. So all the work I do on that tree is for next year's firewood, not this year's firewood, which is a bummer. So I had to buy a load of firewood off of somebody local to come and drop it off. Now, and I gotta be honest, that firewood, it's not burning great either. I think it must have been sitting outside and has some moisture in it, and it just kind of smolders in my wood burner, which is not a good thing. But this year I am going to have plenty of firewood. I just went back over the hill the other day, and I saw I had a tree come down and not only take itself down, but took 4 trees down with it. So I definitely got a lot of firewood. I'm going to get out this winter, and I am going to get that cut up before the growth in the spring, and then I get afraid of the poison ivy and I don't go out there and do it. So anyway, number 1, the thing that I regret the most, by far, embarrassing, is my garden. I had such high hopes for my garden this year. I I couldn't wait to get to it. I started my plants by seeds, started off well, and the whole time thing became an issue. And I made a decision 3 years ago that I wasn't going to use any pesticides in my garden. And to be honest, ever since then, it's been a big failure because I can't keep up with the weeds. Now, here's the beautiful thing about homesteading. This is the time of year where, you know, it gets a little, you kind of get the winter blues, and you know, you kind of get down and not much to do. But one good thing about winter is it allows you time to think, and to think about the things that you've done wrong and ways that you can improve on them. And I'm already thinking of ways with the garden that I am going to succeed next year in 2020. I promise I am going to do it. So I will reveal some of the ideas here in the future, what I'm going to do with the garden. But anyway, my garden, we had an extremely wet spring, and I couldn't get into the garden. I didn't have time. I didn't, you know, and the weeds just took over and engulfed my plants to the point where I couldn't get out there and combat them. It would take forever, and I lost the whole garden. I got a nice crop of broccoli out early on, and other than that, it was almost a total loss, and I'm embarrassed to even, you know, share that with you. But here's the thing. When it comes to homesteading, you're never going to have a year where everything goes right. Something is going to happen, whether it's because of weather, or disease, or, you know, time issues, or, you know, just natural events. Nothing is ever going to go your way. Nothing is ever going to always go your way. And no matter how long you do this, you're going to have some things just not go well one year, and it might go well the next year. So I'm going to reevaluate, and I am going to do better, and I am going to have a successful garden in 2020. So anyway, this will probably be the last video till after Christmas, so I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. And if I don't get one out before the end of the year, Happy New Year, and I hope to get things rolling. Once I get to about February, I see a packed schedule, and we are going to have all kinds of stuff to show you. So anyway, if you could please subscribe to the channel, like the video, you know the drill, and I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks.